Greetings, my name is Rudimentary Rob. Welcome back to my Astroneer Glitchwalker series. Today we plan very strongly to make amends for the failures of the past, because we remember our failures in the storm. So, get yourself strapped in, get your favourite comfy and well-sealed spacesuit on, and we are going to get things underway very shortly. Today's plan involves a tractor and trailer, and we've already got those attached to our backpack. We're also taking some power sources with us so that we can ultimately set up a vehicle that's going to do all of the things that we need to do in relation to these storms. So, anyone want to bet how successful we are this time? For those of little faith, leave your comment down below. For those with a lot of faith, leave a comment down below. You never know. Alright, now that we've got all of our odds and ends ready to rock and roll, we are setting off to once again land on Calidor. And, yeah. Hopefully, things are going to work a lot more to plan, which is always better than things not working and not having a plan. And if you want to know what that looks like, that was very self-evident in the previous episode. Alright, the very important detail that we missed out on in our previous attempts was that Ruby requires 5 units of power while Ruby is working in the storm to gather the storm data. Now, we've only got 3 of the RTGs, so we've only got 3 units of reliable power, but the vehicle has a little bit of a battery on it, and I figured, look, storm, there's bound to be a bit of wind around. Calidor is actually not bad as far as wind power goes. As you can see, the bushes are getting blown around quite a bit. Admittedly, the footage is sped up, but yeah, there is wind most of the time on Calidor. And I figure with those couple of small wind generators providing 1 unit each, plus the backup battery, it's going to keep us up and running for maybe not 100% of the time once we're in the storm, but close enough that we'll be able to get the data we're looking for. At this point, it's a little bit untested, but I'm going to say it's about the most educated guess that I'm going to be able to come up with the materials available. So before we set off, I am still allowing somewhat for the possibility that I may need to unlock more things from the tech tree. And so I'm working on anywhere I go where there's stuff I can research, I am going to be doing that. So I'm just spitting out a quick large platform and a research chamber, and then within a very short distance there's actually multiple of these plant samples that I can research. So I'm going to, once the research chamber's ready, I'm going to make sure that I've got 3 of those ready to rock and roll. There we go, we've got 2 there already. We're going to run off and grab another one now. Boom, there it is. You don't have to go very far on Calidor to find a bunch of those things. So we are done. We've got our research going. We've got our tractor set up. Everything's all plugged in. It's time to seek out a storm. We've got our compass up, and we can see the green icon pretty much, well, it's a little bit to the, well, there you go. It's more or less straight ahead. It is going to be a little bit of a roundabout journey to get to the storm because Calidor's got these sort of rifts and caves and steep, unclimbable sort of rock faces. We're going to face a few of those as we go. Some of them are nice and thin and I can just drill through them. Others, yeah, not so much. So, yeah, let's see how the journey goes. Alright, well we do have a gateway there, but we don't have enough power with us. We need like 12 or 13 units of power, and we've only really, even with the wind going, we've only got, what, 6? Plus a little bit extra from those power cells. Yeah, not nearly enough to power this up. Not entirely sure why I'm stopping to check this out. I'm guessing when I recorded this, it was either after work or after a very long play session. Yeah, just we'll just pretend that didn't happen and we'll just move on. We are sort of still heading down the storm. I have a sneaking suspicion that that storm may have moved in the time it took for us to get to that gateway, because it should have been closer by now based on our original radar heading, but yeah, might not be. Calidor is kind of a big planet, so it might just have always been where it is, and it's just going to take us a bit longer to get there. Ah, there we go. That's a storm. There's a big sucker too. Yeah, it's not sitting very low either, so wonder what that means. Actually, it looks like that storm's sitting on top of a ridge. That might be a problem. Alright, well, let's see what we can work out when we get to it. Oh yeah, that's not looking real good at all. You can see the storm is there and kind of looks like it might be moving very slowly, but the yeah, trying to climb up there, and added to the fact that that is actually a harder form of rock that is going to take us longer to build a path up. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get up that one. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. We're going to have to circle around and try and see if we can come at it from the other side. Oh, this might work. Yeah. Okay, we're in the storm. Let's see if we can start gathering. Wow, not a lot of room to move in here. I can already see that we're starting to get hacked. You can see the little slowly growing red symbol directly above my head. We're driving around. There's none of those little sort of storm within a storm type things, little glowy blue things. Yeah, there's none of them around here, and I don't think Ruby is doing anything at this stage. And we're trying to dig through to the main part of the storm, but as you can see, that is some pretty seriously slow going. Yeah, you've got to always remember to run out of the storm when you start suffocating. It's not worth the run back. We've already covered so much ground. I'm not going to go through all of that again. And as you can see there, the storm has now moved on. It's despawned from where we are, and it is a long way off, off to our left here. Yep, over this way. Alright, well, we didn't get anything out of that storm. We're going to chase this next one down. Hopefully it is on friendlier territory. Alright, this looks a lot more promising. We've got a storm. It's right next to a gateway, but again, we don't really care about the gateways. Oh, look at this. It's just on top of a dune. Oh, this is perfect, because we can just drive right up to these storm items, and we can just leave Ruby parked in them, and Ruby is just going to keep gathering storm data. You can see Ruby animating there and gathering data. This is exactly how I was hoping that first storm would be, but yeah, luck of the draw. Alright, we're continuing to monitor our being hacked. We're also monitoring Ruby. Ruby seems to have stopped gathering, but I didn't really realise that immediately. There we go. So Ruby's actually got storm data now, so I'm going to grab that off Ruby, and Ruby is going to continue to collect more storm data, and I'll pick each one off as I get it. In the meantime, I'm about to get hacked, which means the usual run out of the storm. I actually have no clue how much storm data I'm actually going to need or want. I imagine it's only one, but on the off chance there's a benefit to having more than one, yeah, I'm just going to fill up on it. So that is what we are doing right now. We're going to fill our backpack full of storm data, give or take me suffocating, which, strangely enough, even when I'm on a vehicle which is providing me with oxygen, I can still suffocate. So I guess that's why they call it hacking. Anyway, we're just about done. We're going to get another couple of bits of storm data, and then we should be ready to return home. Alright, worth noting, I didn't speed any of that storm data collection process up at all. I didn't cut any of it. So it's clearly something very quick and efficient, particularly if you only ever need to gather the one, which I suspect is all I really needed. But look, if there's some benefit to having more than one, hey, I'm prepared. Alright, from this point on I am speeding things up a bit because we're just got to return back to base. We've seen a modest amount of Calidor at this stage, so I didn't see much point in doing it at normal speed, and the episode was starting to get a little bit on the long side. So we are barreling back towards base, and yeah, we had a successful run at a storm. Nice. Oh yeah, I forgot I came across this on the way back. It's like a little crashed, I don't know, survey pod or something. You do find some fairly interesting things in these. That thing that I've already put on my backpack is a gas canister with some gas in it already. We got a packager and we got a bit of tungsten. Well, tungsten I'm not that fussed about at this stage. We can probably take it or leave it. The packager could be useful, so I'm just going to see what I can manage here. Well, we don't really need the oxygenator. In fact, it did exactly nothing during this entire trip. I could have done the whole thing without an oxygenator because you get oxygen from the tractor anyway, and the only reason to have an oxygenator is if you want to drop tethers. Yeah, we didn't drop any tethers, so yeah, absolutely pointless. If you want to use that space for something else on your run at a storm, I would say have at it. In the meantime, we are back on our return journey. We can see our landing area starting to appear on the horizon there. I imagine we're only going to be another couple of minutes and we should be back at the rocket. Yeah, I decided to leave a couple of the storm data just there as part of that researcher. I almost guarantee that the quest line at this point is not going to need a backpack full of storm data. So I thought it was pretty safe to leave those there. But look, even if I do need to research that storm data, it's going to happen anyway because that researcher has got power. Doesn't have a lot, but it does have power and it will eventually work its way through those samples. In the meantime, we have taken our little rocket back to the main base, and our mission says we have to research one of these storm data. So we've got available research chamber there, we've dropped it in, and we're going to let it run its course, and that should complete that first mission. Boom! No Place Like Home is now complete. Let's go and check on our mission board and see what happens next. Oh, we've got another super hard one. We've got to do a bit of reading and then push the green button. Oh, thinking with portals. Wonder where I've heard that slogan before. Okay, so basically we've got a new portal type thing that he is going to spawn in for us once we hand this in. Alright, now it gives us one of these little anchor points, a bit like the research chamber, the alien research technology type thing. We've got to plant and deploy this little fancy piece of kit here to create our glitch portal. So we're just going to pop it in the ground here out in the open, and wow, look how fancy that is. And talking of fancy, fancy the fact that we've reached the end of this episode. So if you've enjoyed it, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and to consider subscribing if you aren't already subscribed. Until next time, my name is Rudimentary Rob. Thank you very much for watching and have yourself an absolutely fantastic day.